Yevgeny Prigozhin has confirmed for the first time that he is behind the troll farms that have been used to push the Kremlin's propaganda narratives for the last decade. He says, I was never just a financier of the Internet Research Agency. I invented it, I created it, I ran it for a long time. He's told a German newspaper this. He's boasting about what he's done. He's done it, quote, to protect the Russian information space from boorish, aggressive, anti-Russian propaganda by the West. There is no such thing. The propaganda is Prigozhin's. The propaganda is Putin's. And this is very similar to the admission that he made in September when he finally confirmed that he had founded the Wagner Group, that it's his group, that he takes responsibility. Maybe he's overreaching himself. Maybe he's trying to re-establish his position, because remember, it's only a week or so since it was confirmed that no more prisoners are going to be recruited into the Wagner Brigade. There were stories that this was on the command of Putin. There were also stories that this was because he's exhausted the prisoner supply and nobody actually wants to go. There are also stories that the people who are trying to do the recruiting lack his, quote, charisma. Now, the troll farm, as the Internet Research Agency is referred to in the international press, is based in St. Petersburg, but otherwise, it's a fairly shadowy organization. The people who are working in the troll farm seem to have a very good command of English and seem to have a great interest in following people on YouTube, on Instagram, and so on. It's a very effective mouthpiece for the Kremlin. But what we see in the West is just a tip of the iceberg. The majority of this troll farming operation is across Russia itself. And the efforts that are made to suppress any hint of truth coming from outside the Kremlin, coming from independent Russian news sources, coming from news sources in other countries. The only news that is allowed across Russia is that sanctioned by the Kremlin. And by Prigozhin, its poodle.